Hello, my lovelies, and the rest of you. This is Brumbek. I'm back for Brumbek Blabs. This will be a series I plan on doing from time to time when issues come up that I wish to discuss with all of you. So thank you for watching this first episode. I just want to say briefly, I recently, just published yesterday, did a video on YouTube with TotalBiscuit and also Robin, the owner of the Nexus websites. And that was a lot of fun. I really appreciate them letting me come on and talk. TotalBiscuit is such a class act. I just love him. And Robin, too, just a great guy with great insights. So there'll be a link in the description of this video if you haven't seen that on TotalBiscuit's channel. Great video. I was glad I was part of it. Today I want to talk about something that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. It's going to be fun, guys. I'm going to do a hypothetical and talk about, let's just pretend there's a hypothetical game coming out called, I don't know, Fallout 4. And let's say, hypothetically, it's really good and we all just love it, buy it immediately, it's great. Let's look at two situations. Let's say they go paid mod route versus not paid mod route, free mods. Now, before anyone freaks out, let's just remember, this is just a hypothetical. I just want to run through this as an intellectual exercise. So let's stop and think about it. So if they go paid or not paid, what are the consequences? What are the results? First of all, why should you listen to me? I'm just some guy, some crazy guy on the internet. That is true. That is true. I will not argue that. But just so you know, personally, I don't like to share a lot of personal stuff, but I actually do have a university degree in economics. So I have a degree from a expensive university in economics. So I do know a little bit about the free market, hopefully. And I've also been a modder for 10 plus years, as some of my other videos have talked about. Okay, let's get into it. So let's say it comes out, and let's say they go the paid route. Let's just discuss that first. Let's say, and again, this is hypothetical, so we're doing a very limited scope of this with not a lot of variables in it. Let's just say that there's 20 modders total who want to make mods for Fallout 4, which is obviously absurd because there'll be more like 50,000 plus. But for the sake of this example, let's say there's 20 modders who want to make mods, and they say, oh, there's a paid mod system, meaning I can put my mod up on Steam Workshop and get money for it if people wish to pay for it. So of those 20 mods, they all work on them and they get them ready for release. And what happens is they price them, let's just say they price them all at $5. You know, that's a little high, I would say, but let's just say that for the sake of math. So we have 20 mods times $5, $100 total. Now some people immediately, and rightly so, are going to say, yeah, see, that's a ridiculous system. $100 for those mods, that's more than the base game of $60, presumably. And in that regard, it is. Like, I don't want to pay $100 extra. So here's where the free market comes in. And the free market's awesome. You guys are going to love this. I know I do. So the free market comes in and says, yeah, I'm an average guy who says, okay, well, I love Fallout 4. I've been playing it. I adore it. It's great. I want to spend maybe $10 extra. You know, that's a reasonable amount. You know, maybe I've worked a little bit more and I've got 10 extra bucks to spare that I'll pay for Fallout 4 mods. If they're all $5 a piece, that means, using math, 2 mods. I could purchase 2 mods only. What's going to happen is those 20 mod authors are going to have to start to do something called compete. See, they're going to have to market their mod and compete with their mod and say, here's why my mod is the best. Here's why my mod is great. And see, if these mod authors can get money for their mods, that's going to highly motivate them to update their mods. That's just how it works. Let's take a little basic example first. Let's say you're one of my friends here, and I say, I really need a beverage from the store, and I just can't be bothered to go get it. So I will give you $20, and you can keep the change, and buy me a few dollar beverage. If you're like most people, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to the store. I'll be right back. See, and then you go get it, and you can keep the change and spend it on whatever you want. What did I just do? I motivated you with, wait for it, money. Isn't that right? You weren't going to go to the store, but since I offered you that deal, you went to the store and you got the beverage. Now, did you sell your soul? Are you a sellout because you went to the store? I would say, no, you're not a sellout. You're someone who engaged in the free market. We traded goods and services, and we both got something we wanted. I got the beverage, you got some extra money. That's the free market. It's a beautiful thing. So it's the same thing with modders. If we could pay the modders and the modders have a chance to make some money, they'll say, oh, well, that just motivated me to work really hard on my mod because now I'm competing with these 20 other mod authors and only the wealthy or well-to-do people are going to pay for all 20 mods and pay $100. So I'm going to have to compete. And what does competition also do? Well, it drives down prices because, see, let's just say hypothetically I would make a mod for Fallout 4. Disclosure, I don't have any plans to mod for Fallout 4. I mod for Elder Scrolls. I usually don't mod. I didn't mod for Fallout. or New Vegas. Nothing significant. I just made some fun stuff for myself. So anyway, let's say I do make a mod for Fallout 4, and I decide, you know what? Everyone's charging $5. If I cut the price to $3, that's competition. I'm going to cut my price so that I can get sales. And now what is that? That's good for who? The consumer. And now other mod authors would say, well, Brumbek cut his price, so I'm going to have to cut my price too to $3. Now all of a sudden we've got 2 mods for $6 instead of 2 for $10. And that's what we call the free market. For example, we all engage in this in our lives currently. We love video games, right? So we go to Green Man Gaming or other websites, and they sell a new release for $45. They're undercutting their competition because they want that money, even if it's less than $60 full price. They want that $45. That's the power of the free market. Now let's stop. Let's hug. I think we all just need a little hug, you know. Okay, let's look at the free side now. Let's just say they go free, because there are going to be tons of people who say, I don't want paid mods. How many times do I have to tell you that, Brumbek? What don't you understand? And the answer is, there's a lot of things I don't understand. We don't have time to get into it, but thank you for asking. So no, the answer is, the question is, let's look at the free side now. Let's say, okay, what about if we had free mods? Let's say those 20 modders can now release their mods for free, just like it's always been. And, you know, you're not going to get paid. You might get some slight donations. Statistically speaking, like in my SMIM mod for Skyrim, 1/2 of 1/2 of 1/2 of 1/2 of 1% donate. So, you know, you're going to make a little bit. And by little bit, I mean little bit. And that's fine, whatever. But you're not going to get paid for your mod. And so remember the guy who ran to the store? Remember you were my friend and you ran to the store to get the beverage for me? You were motivated. If I wasn't going to pay you and I said, hey, you know, I really need a beverage. I'd really like it if I could have one, because I'm thirsty, and if you could run to the store for me and get it, I'd thank you. You know, that would be great. Could you do it for me? How motivated are you? Well, it depends how nice of a guy you are. If you're a real nice guy and you're a close friend, you might do it. You know, and that's the thing. Some of the people donate for mods, and that's great. But the point is, you're not motivated nearly as much as if I had paid you. And so what's going to happen with those 20 mods is, remember, I have 10 years modding experience, and so I know a thing or two about it. What's going to happen is 20 people will start modding. They'll all have good intentions, except for maybe a few. And they'll start working on their mod. And soon they'll realize, wow, modding is ridiculously hard. I don't like this. It's hard. It's doing what the professionals do, except you don't get paid. And you may not be quite as skilled, so it makes it even harder to do. So of those free mods, 5 modders are going to drop out the first month. And they're going to say, I don't like this. I don't want to do it anymore. And then 5 others are going to say, you know, I'd really like to update my mod, but I just don't have the time. There's all these features I want to put into it, but I don't have the time. And so they're going to drop out. And so you'll be left with maybe about 10 mods. And of those 10 mods, there'll be a huge feature list that we all want to accomplish. Because as modders, creative people, we all want to accomplish great things. Like with my SMIM mod, I still have a to-do list that hasn't been updated for years because I just don't have time. You know, I'm not getting paid for it, so the incentive's not there. I'm sorry, I can't deliver your beverages, so to speak, if you know what I mean, as quickly as you want because no one's paying me to do it. So there'll be maybe 10 mods for Fallout 4 in our hypothetical example, and those won't be feature complete. And they'll be missing a lot of things. They won't be quite as polished as they would like because the modders just have real lives. And there might be 1 or 2 that are really amazing, you know, kind of like Skyrim. Skyrim has the top 1, 2, 3% of mods that are just phenomenal, and people wouldn't want to play without those. But overall, you're not going to see as many great mods because people aren't being motivated by being paid. So on one hand, here's the thing, and there'll be some people who say, I want free mods. That's just what I want. I want them to be free because I don't want to have to pay for them. And I get that. Like I said, I'm not planning to mod Fallout 4. So I say, I want the mods too. You know how it is as a mod user. You just see 200 mods and you have to download them all. Do you want them all? Are they all quality? Will you use them? Do you even know what they do? No, but I am downloading every single one of them. We've all been there. So on the free side, you've got less mods and they're not complete. Now, some people say, well, that's just speculation that will happen. Well, hold up a bit. We've already seen that if you pay someone, you motivate them, right? You know, that's a clear principle of economics, and that's just an obvious principle in life, really. And so on the paid side, we do have mods that you do have to pay for. I grant you that. But the thing is, those mods, and here's what I want to get across, my main point, finally getting to it. My main point is those paid mods would not exist if it was just a free modding community. They just would not exist because there'd be some really talented developers modders, possibly professional developers at other studios who love Fallout 4 when it comes out, and they want to make a mod. But if they're not getting paid, they're not going to engage in that activity. And therefore, those mods just will not exist on the free side. And so it's not a matter of like, let's keep modding free and always have the great stuff we've always had. It's a question of if you don't allow payments for mods, you're not going to attract the best talent. And those mods that could have been, what could have been, will never exist. And so the argument is, well, I like the free modding community as it is. Skyrim has a great free modding community, but we don't know how amazing it could be. We don't know how many amazing mods do not exist because they can't get paid just a small amount. We're not talking about greed. We're just talking about a small amount because there isn't that motivation. How many more amazing beverages could you have been provided if you've been willing to, support them with just a small financial payment? And we're not talking about paying $20. I'm just talking about a few dollars for mods. And so I know there will be people who, even after I say all this, will say, well, I still want everything for free. That's just how life goes sometimes. What I'm trying to get across to you is if you pay someone for something, they have way more motivation to complete it. And in the Fallout universe of my hypothetical example here, we had the 20 mods and we had paid versus not paid. And I'm arguing that if you don't allow a paid system, some mods will simply just not exist and we will never know how amazing they were. And the free mods we do get will be good. There'll be some really great modders who are just really generous and do it for free, like we've seen for Skyrim, but they won't be nearly as complete as they could have been. And therefore, we're missing out on amazing content that we could have had in Fallout 4 in this hypothetical example. I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's just a thought. If you disagree, that's fine. Try not to freak out too much. It's an interesting thought to think about these two options. And I do think what you pay people for, that motivates them and you get higher quality products. And there will always still be the free side, even if Fallout 4 did launch with paid mods. There'll always still be the free side of the people who want a mod. But remember, competition is good. The more people have the mods out there that they're asking you to pay for, it'll drive down the prices and it will also make for higher quality mods. That's how it works. In my happy world that I live in, that's how it works. And again, it's not that I just want to have to pay for a lot of extra stuff, but if we could get a whole bunch of more DLCs like we got for Skyrim, I think all three of the Skyrim DLCs are great. I really like them in the game. And if we could get users to make content that good, that would be great, wouldn't it? If we could have 10 more awesome packs of DLC, so to speak, or mods that added really substantial stuff to the game, because again, we're paying them for a professional product, that would be amazing. I think that would be great. That'd be a great thing for the community, and modding would thrive in that sense. So just some thoughts. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.